You are about to enter the Red and Rev Sports Show experience. Get ready for some real sports talk from some real sports fans who were real sports athletes who have sports knowledge.
What's up, everybody? What up? What up? What up? Welcome to episode 390. Yeah, 393. Whoa, we getting on up there. About to be at 400 soon. Man, you know what we got going on this week? Man, I mean, it's a whole full world of sports going on. We got NBA news, baseball, and football news. Football, of course, we're going to get our picks in this week. Baseball playoffs, and come in full effect, y'all. We got Mark Sanchez crap to talk about, Joe Flacco news to talk about, Bill Belichick, LeBron, crazy coaches going off, Giannis, whole world of sports to talk about. Episode 293, I think. Hey, whatever. Let's go ahead and get it started.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red and Ref Sports Show. Red and Coach are coming to you live from the ATL Show. Giving you real sports talk because we are real sports fans. We're real sports athletes who have what, gentlemen? Real
sports knowledge.
So hang out with your boys, Red on the East Coast, and Coach giving you episode 393 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. And as is our sports custom, we now turn our numbers attention to our numerologist, Coach Patrick Thomas, who's going to give us something, or someone dealing with 3 digits, 3, 9, and 3. What do you have for us, Coach?
All right. Good morning, everybody. My number 393 is from a man who was wreaking havoc on the defensive side. He used to torture and mess with opposing offenses. He used to do a lot of heckling going on, but he backed up everything while he was playing with the Minnesota Vikings. He wore number 93. He's a part of 3 Hall of Fames. So he's a big time defensive player. That's where the 3 comes from. He wore 93. And I'm talking about for the Minnesota Vikings, ball head John Randall for the Minnesota Vikings, number 393 on your screen.
John Randall used to be a monster back in the day. Back when the Vikings defense was beast. So yeah, good one, Coach. Your thoughts, Red?
Yeah.
You give him a thumbs up. All right, that's good. All right, gentlemen, how you both doing?
Fine.
Good deal. Let's see.
I'm so sleepy this morning.
All right, let's welcome Revenite Nation. See who's with us this morning. Winston Thornton said, "What's going on, fellas?" And chat, smash that like button. You all to share. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. The VP is in the building for a hot second, slamming down the gavel to begin another fire episode of the Red Rev Sports Show. Revenite Nation, rise up. Don't let me down. Appreciate you, Mr. Vice President. Horace from the Sports Roundtable. What's going on with you, Hope? Glad to have you on this morning. And we'll get to you, Mr. Vice President, with your dope, nope, and cope. We want to encourage everyone who's watching to like and share, like on Facebook. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, share on Facebook as well as YouTube. Let somebody know what you're watching. Who knows? Somebody else may be a part of Revenite Nation. With that being said, let's jump into this dope, nope, and cope moments for this week. Red, I'm going to start with you this week, man. What you doping on, man?
I'm doping on 2 CC Sabathia and Allen Iverson, 2 athletes who are 2 Hall of Fame caliber athletes who are very productive in their playing careers, and who both shared some very humbling news this week. They're both celebrating multiple years of sobriety. CC Sabathia, 10 years sober. Allen Iverson, I think he's 6 or 7 years sober. It's always good to hear athletes better in their life, especially after the game. And we all know drinking and alcohol is not the real positive. I mean, I grew up with relatives who had drinking problems and whatnot. So when a guy decides to put the bottle down and clean himself up, I'm all for that. So congratulations to CC Sabathia and Allen Iverson celebrating multiple years of sobriety.
Coach, what do you have for us?
My dope moment goes to one Cam Scatterboo. Old Scatterboo is a machine, as he puts it. He's a war machine. He looked for somebody to hit. He almost got the 100-yard game, but they didn't give him the ball. But still, he was a beast in his game. And I know we don't talk about pro football so early, but I like what I saw from him. Good things are expected from Cam Scatterboo. big game win over the Eagles.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent.
My dope moment has to go to postseason baseball. Even though my Braves are out, I got a dope on two particular games that were epic games. The game on Thursday with the Phillies and the Dodgers going to 11 innings with the Dodgers pulling it out 2-1. And then last night, epic game that went well beyond my time awake. The Tigers and the Mariners going to 15 innings with the Mariners pulling out a 3-2 victory to advance to the next round. So big ups to Major League Baseball, two epic games in the playoffs. For someone who doesn't really watch baseball outside of the Braves, that's really some intriguing baseball. And it's good that it happened during the postseason. Coach, what are you noping on?
I'm noping on one WNBA commissioner, Kathy Engelhart, whatever her name is, being able to present the trophy for the to the Aces. I wouldn't let her present dog food to my dog, but apparently she was able to get out there because she's commissioner, and they booed her unmercifully. So every time she said something, they did her like Gary Bettman, hockey commissioner, and Roger Goodell. These commissioners not getting much love these days, but yeah, she deserved everything she got. So note moment to her.
All right, I'm going to note on the Philadelphia professional teams, even though I personally am doping on what happened, being that I'm not a big Phillies fan or Eagles fan. But I have to note on the Phillies and the Eagles on the same day, making it one of the worst days in Philadelphia fan history. One thing you want to do is, if you're a sports fan and you love sports talk and you love when fans like to rip their teams, always tune in to Philadelphia Sports Radio. When the Eagles lose or the Phillies lose, and in particular, the Phillies losing for the third straight year when they had high expectations, it is must hear and see radio and television. I love it when the Philadelphia teams, in particular the Eagles and the Phillies, lose, because it's some of the most entertaining football. You would have thought Jalen Hurts never won the Super Bowl just a few months ago. You would never thought that the Phillies came in first place. It is such a different sports fans world between Atlanta, Georgia, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. For Matt Ryan winning a Super Bowl, he could have stayed with a Falcon 20 years and been all right. But Jalen Hurts wins a Super Bowl MVP, and some of them are already talking about trading him or drafting a quarterback in next year's draft. Only in Pennsylvania, particularly Philadelphia, will you hear that. So my note moment goes to the Philadelphia professional sports teams, making it a hard day for their sports fans on Thursday.
That should have been your dope moment, Red.
Well, that's why I'd say a dope for me, but I gotta, remember I'm a pastor that spoke who they messed over, so I'd show some compassion. Reg, what you got, man, for the note moment?
Well, yeah, that was a good note you had, but my note moment goes to Molly Querum. Molly, what make you think you deserve more than $500,000 for a salary? I didn't even know you were getting that much for a salary, and you quit ESPN because they didn't want to give you $1 million, and you say because you offer so much the first take. What do you offer the first take? Nothing. What do you offer the ESPN? Nothing. That's why you requested to be on other shows, and they said what? Absolutely not. N-O. You requested for more money, and what did they say? Absolutely not. N-O. $500,000 is enough, and I completely agree. That was enough for you, Molly. You quit because you won $1 million for doing what? Nothing but in conversations when nobody asked you to, bringing up soft bull crap on a sports show when nobody asked you to. That's what you thought that was worth an extra $500,000? Well, thankfully ESPN came to their senses and they said no, and you said so, and you said bye, and we said go. Goodbye, Molly. Thank you for your time.
That's a classic example of somebody overvaluing their worth. Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. It's on me to cope. I'm coping with the fact that I don't really know if I'm too excited about this NBA season, especially with so many injuries to high-profile players coming into the season, like LeBron, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, Fred VanVleet. That's one of the reasons why Kevin Durant went to Houston to try to play with a leader like Fred VanVleet. So hopefully we'll get some enjoyment this year. Some of their stars like Steph are getting older, Kevin Durant getting older. So we're going to probably see the emergence of some new players. But the problem is many of the newer players who are stars don't move the needle like those old guys. So it'll be interesting to see how everything takes place. But I must admit, I got to cope because I'm not really looking forward to the season because the star power for me is not like where I want it to be. Red, what are you coping with?
Well, what am I coping with? You want to know what I'm coping with? Today's soft players in sports. That's what I'm coping with. All of these little soft little, these little soft little cuddly teddy bears that you gotta protect their feelings, this and that when they mess up. I am so sick of it. Soft players acting even worse when they mess up. 2 examples this week. The clown in Arizona that fumbled the game away. You go to the sideline. You got players putting their arm around him while the coach getting on his butt. Man, get your arm off around this sucker. I'm finna get in his butt because he a fool and I want him to know how stupid he is. And then you got that clown in Philadelphia who messed up the game for the Dodgers to win. Here we go again. The manager putting his arm around him. JT Romero putting your arm around him. It's okay, big boy. Hold your head up. No, it ain't okay. We lost the game, and you deserve to feel like crap when you lose the game. What? Are you that soft? Are y'all scared what they gonna do? Are they gonna be on suicide watch because they getting reamed out? You messed up, and you deserve to know it. Stop putting your arm around these little soft players. Stop cuddling them. Stop making them feel everything gonna be all right. No, it ain't. Not today. Not when we lost this game, you big dummy. And that's exactly how they deserve to feel. I am so sick of these folks cuddling these little soft players of today. This stuff wouldn't have happened years ago. Could you imagine Bill Parcells going over to the sideline and see somebody putting their arm around a guy that just messed up? Get your doggone arm off around this guy. I am finna jack him up and I'm finna tell him how dumb he is for messing up the game and messing up this win. Sick of these softies getting cuddled with every time they screw up in sports. Well, I'm not gonna ever cuddle them and I'm gonna dog them out every time they screw up. Sick of it. God.
Red, he came from the old school. You could tell that was an old school take. That was one of those takes that they'll say, the old man, get off my lawn take right there. All right, Coach. In this segment, it's gonna be tough to follow that one. But what are you coping with?
Well, my coach segment won't be a nice and happy one today because I woke up this morning to find out that in my hometown, a city of Leland, Mississippi, which is about 5 minutes from my hometown, had homecoming. And everybody know homecoming is supposed to be that time. Everybody see each other. Hey, man, hey, they'll see about how everybody being and everything. But unfortunately, some dudes decided they wanted to change homecoming. And there was a shooting where 4 people were killed and 12 were injured at homecoming. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is what I wake up to. People shooting like that at homecoming. I'm coping with the city of Leland, Mississippi, who came to celebrate, but now you're mourning, and there's 4 other people that got shot in critical condition. So my prayers go out to that to the state of the city of Leland, Mississippi, from homecoming.
All right. We pray for that area and their families in a very special way. We're going to move to the Revanite Nation Open and Doping. The VP, he is, sorry about that, VP. He is doping, let's see, there it is, on Aja Wilson, being the first WNBA NBA player to win regular season MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, and the scoring title in the same season. Noping on Nick Sirianni, continuing to be the OC for the Eagles. In name, he's not. Coping, how do you like your crow, rotisserie smoked barbecue, or plain broiled? I was one of them that said the Yankees would win that series. Vlad Jr. Said, hold my cerveza. Winston from the eye test, doping on Aja Wilson run the past 4 seasons. Been epic for sure. VP already given us a cue for Lunitz. He's enjoying breakfast and shenanigans with 31st High School Union Class 94. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. That's they must have an anniversary reunion every year. You don't never hear no 31st. Her 30th, but not 31st. So they doing something. They say gonna get out the being gay. It's gonna be a real one. All right, don't do too much, man. You're too old now. Don't you hurt yourself out there.
31st.
Winston Thornton said, AI is 6 months sober along with Michael Jordan's son. That's good. Always good to hear those kind of stories. Ho doping on the Blue Jays, noping on the Yankees. He's so glad they're out of there. Coping watching MLB playoffs with the Braves. I'm joining your club, Hope. No doubt about it. Winston Thornton doping on his Yankees, not making it back to the World Series. You thought they were going to make it? Winston Thornton also coping with North Carolina. Nor Belichick activating the buyout clause in his contract. It's a little bit too soon. Come on.
Yeah.
A little bit too soon.
You can't get rid of him.
The president said, good morning, gentlemen. He was hand feeding Jaguars in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. He's doping on the Aces, doing it again, winning the WNBA championship. He's noping on Philadelphia sports. Harris is extra doping on the Aces, doing it again. The president is coping on dear LeBron, apparently strained an eyelash. When you open your eyes and now you're out for 3 to 4 weeks. Please wrap it up after this season. The president said Red would pull a nutty if a new guy mislabeled a package.
Yeah, if you're in my area, I would.
Jerome Case doping on Aja Wilson for winning the WNBA championship and MVP, as well as being the greatest WNBA player ever. Cynthia Cooper might enter the chat on that one. I don't know.
More.
Yeah, well, Asia's definitely on the Mount Rushmore, no doubt about it. The VP, Molly, overplayed her beauty hand I stayed long enough to hear Red Rose epic rant. Have a great show, guys. Yeah, she did. Jerome Chase is noping on the Cleveland Browns. I think he is, yeah. For not being resolute about making Shador QB number 2. Either cut the kid or trade him, but God is making a way anyway. Hard sending up prayers for what Coach talked about in Mississippi. Jerome is coping on the Yankees. Terrible game management, he said. And the VP is justifying why they're having a 31st.
Oh,
That's
they didn't do the 30th. They missed the 30th for real.
He just skipped right over it.
So we see he stuck around to defend the class of 94, celebrate 31 years. I got you. All right.
That's your class too, real, man.
No, I'm 95.
95, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
All
92.
Right,
Coach said he 82.
yeah, well, that's probably about right.
83.
80, yeah, I knew he was
83?
around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew he was around that area.
Yeah, I thought like he was 92.
Yeah, no, ain't no 92, not at all. But let's go to this college football review. We have some good movement going on in college football. Georgia bounced back with a good victory against Kentucky. I'll start right there. Red, you're the Georgia guy, big Georgia guy. I'm a Georgia guy as well. You probably wear the red and black much deeper than I do. So what do you have to say about your Bulldogs coming back at home to regroup against the Wildcats, Mama Harris's team, after losing to the Crimson Tide 2 weeks ago?
Well, that Crimson Tide loss still sting a little bit. And but you know, I mean, took me a minute to get. I really ain't over it yet, but we had to bounce back. We had to bounce back against Kentucky, and we got to bounce back today against Auburn. We really just basically Georgia just win the rest of them, and I won't hold that Alabama victory against you. It's getting to the point now. I'm just gonna surrender against Alabama because I just can't figure this out, man. It's ridiculous how Kirby is 1-9 against this team and pretty much flawless against mostly everybody else. It's just inexplicable. But definitely a good bounce back. You pretty much we played UGA football last week. We ran the ball a lot. We stopped trying to turn Gunner into this passer. I mean, that we tried to do against Alabama. You know, use Owens, use McGuire. Even Cash had a few good plays yesterday after that awful 4th down play against Alabama. Lord, I swear that was one of the worst plays I've ever seen in the Kirby Smart era. Definitely the Bobo era. And Bobo, you still got some folks on your butt a little bit, but like I say, the offense did better than it did the other day. We still ain't really blown nobody out, like really blowing them out like 40, 50, 60 to you know what. But hey, 35 to whatever bouncing back after a victory. It's an SEC win. So right now we need as many SEC wins as possible. So they just keep stacking up the SEC wins. And hopefully, I was hoping Vanderbilt was going to come through for me last week, but Diego Pavia running his mouth a little bit too much, and you pumped Alabama. You should have just kept your mouth shut and just went in there and did what you did last year. Just don't talk, but produce. No, you thought you wanted to talk and produce, and Alabama showed you who the real studs are. So I'm gonna have to depend on we got to depend on somebody else to beat Alabama for us this year. But they got a challenging schedule, so might be a loss or two in there for us, and then we can get them to lose. Well, they already lost one. We can get them to lose maybe two more SEC games. They got 3 losses to our 1. Then I really ain't worried about them no more. But man, they tied with us. And then I definitely don't want to see them again for the SEC championship. And now we got to figure out a way to beat Ole Miss. So right now, I was satisfied with the bounce back. I'm just kind of concerned about the outlook for the future of the season because, like I say, if everything holds serve and we finish with the same record as Alabama, I don't want to see these kids again in SEC championship with the possibility of them knocking us out the playoffs if we don't beat them. So Georgia, just keep winning all your SEC games, and don't let up against Tech at the end of the year. And hopefully something will happen with Alabama and everything will even itself out. And Georgia will be right where they want to be at the end of the season. But I'm happy with the bounce back.
Coach, I'm coming to you in just a second, but I was corrected, and somebody corrected you. They say you were born in 1883. That's your president, Coach. That's your president.
Oh, Lord.
All right, Coach. On a serious note, I got to throw this to you. Is it time to look at James Franklin's season to be over in Penn State? They lose at home to Oregon 2 weeks ago in overtime. Then they lay one of the biggest eggs in college football this year, losing to the lowly UCLA Bruins in Los Angeles, California, who week or two before fired their head coach, former NFL player Deshaun Foster, and they go out to California and get beat. Is it time to start pulling the cord on the coaching career of one James Franklin? What do you have to say, Coach?
Rev, this time I can't use my favorite word for Ral this time. I just hearken back to, if everybody know the cartoon strip Peanuts, when they had the Thanksgiving dinner and all the peanuts sitting on one side and James Franklin sitting on the other side, the little boy Franklin by himself. That's pretty much where he's at right now as far as contenders. They're going to put him at the kids' table pretty soon. That's where he should be, because to lose to UCLA, that had to be, if it ain't the nail in the coffin, they looking for a hammer. I can tell you that right now. They're looking for a nice gold-plated hammer to go and put him on out of his misery, because James, but let me digress. He still got to play Ohio State, which is gonna be the real nail right there. That's gonna be the end of it when Ohio State get through with him. But yeah, it's not a good look for James. I can excuse the early loss, but UCLA, that's almost unforgivable right there. To lose to a 16, I think they're like a 17-point underdog, something like that, and you lose. That's the equivalent of bringing in Mississippi Valley to play them, and you paying them $3 million, and they beat you. That's the equivalent of what happened to Penn State, even though they had to go to LSU. So yeah, James, now you are 4-25 against the top teams. That doesn't look good on your resume. And people were talking about the whiteout and everything. Well, he gonna be white out and gone. I feel bad for James. He's such a good dude, but he might have well have been his alter ego, his twin, Keegan Michael Key out there coaching the team, because that's what it looked like for old James. It's over, Rev. I feel for him, but I think you need to play. You need to have taps on hand for when it happens. So that'll be it for old James. At least they'll let him finish the year, and he'll go to the Reynolds Wrap Aluminum Foil Bowl or something and play somebody and probably win that one, and then they'll let him go gracefully.
Ray, your thoughts on James Franklin?
I pretty much second what Coach is saying for the most part. I mean, good guy, but bottom line, he just don't get the job done when he plays against the big teams, the teams that he need to beat, the teams to get over the hump, to get into playoff contention and national championship contention. He just, for some reason, just don't get the job done. I mean, another inexplicable concern, because you got Kirby, who just can't beat Alabama, and you got Franklin, he can beat up on every other team that he don't need to beat. But when it comes time a game that he need, a win that he have to get over the hump, he just can't do it. like I say, I mean, I don't want to say he's losing his team or the players just don't respect him or play for him because obviously they do because they show up in all the other games. It's just that one game is always them 1 or 2 games of the season for James Franklin that all sort of inexplicable things happen, all sort of uncharacteristic things happen, and it just prevents him from entering, like Coach said, entering that top echelon of coaches. Like I say, he's been coaching a long time. He like got a lot of wins, but when it's time to sit at the big boys table to enter that top echelon, something, whatever, life, karma, whatever, just prevents him from getting up there. And like I say, it's just eventually Penn State is gonna pull the plug. I mean, the alumni, the boosters and whatnot, they are gonna. I mean, I'm pretty sure they notice what we noticed, and like Coach said, eventually it's gonna be a sad day when they pull the plug on him because I mean, like I say, he's a good dude. He's type of dude you would want your sons, you would trust your sons and your kids playing for. But at the end of the day, we all playing. Is it college football? Sad to say, it's still a business, quote unquote. And you know, if you can't get wins against the main rival, Ohio State, if you can't, you going out to UC, you losing to teams you should lose to. Man, you know, like I say, I think James a good dude, but like Coach say, eventually you're gonna pull the plug because job just not get done.
Real. You know,
Yeah.
they said nice guys finish last. He does.
Well, he just doesn't win the Big Ten like he should. But I think I keep having Macio's posts resonate with me where it's not economically possible right now for them to get rid of James Franklin. Because I just went on Google. Guess how long his contract is good until?
2032.
2031.
Mm.
So if Penn State were to get rid of James Franklin after this season, they would still owe him $50 million. So I don't see Pennsylvanians, and I live there now, and they're pretty. Coach, we can't show you if your face ain't gonna be up there. All right.
No, I hit a button.
All right.
My bad.
I don't.
My bad.
Pennsylvanians are hard workers, and I don't see them being that type of school, or being that type. Penn State being that type of school, paying that kind of money to do nothing. I just don't see it.
Nope.
And then the other thing that's his saving grace is the fact that he did make it to the championship game last year. That can't be dismissed. So I think last year's going to give him a pass. I think he'll have at least 2 more years. But at some point, you got to start winning some games against those teams that matter at some point. All right, Red, I'm going to throw this one at you. Is it safe to say that Arch Manning is moving more towards dud than stud after losing to Florida, who's not ranked, last week? Are you ready to declare that Arch Manning is more of a dud than a stud? What says you?
Am I ready to declare? Real, I already wrote up the paper. All I got to do is hit send on it. I'm ready to declare. I'm trying to figure out a reason not to hit send because, man, this dude, boy, I swear, I'm thinking Cooper Manning better than Arch Manning right now, man. Archie, you might be the black sheep of the whole family right now, man. Because, man, what we even seeing right here. And they were talking about Heisman Trophy. Man, they were talking about what? Undefeated season, can't miss, #1 pick. Man, anybody got Arch Manning at the top? Any NFL team got Arch Manning at the top of his board right now. That GM need to be fired right now, okay? And please, Arch Manning #1 pick, don't make me laugh, okay? Like you say, Man, struggling with Ohio State. That is the top team. National champions. Okay, I can see you having an issue with them. But man, some of these other teams, you've been Florida. Man, come on, man. Florida one of the worst teams in the SEC. You go out there, you got DJ Lagway looking like he a Heisman Trophy candidate, even though you don't play defense. But still, yeah, man. Arch, Arch, you just not looking too good, man. You're not playing the way a lot of people anticipated. Turnovers, like I say, a lot of passes that just not being executed. A lot of plays that's not being executed well. Like I say, you just not looking good, man. And coach's corner. I don't know if you watching, but man, all that trash you talking about Texas last year versus my Bulldogs, dude. Do you know we have that date circled on our calendar, November? We are feasting. We got our forks, we got our knives, we got our napkins tucked in at the dinner table, and we are pounding on the table waiting for Arch Manning to come to Athens, Georgia. And I promise you, we got the paramedics in the hospital and the ambulances waiting, because he may not survive this game, dude. They may have to carry him off that field the way we are gonna be feasting on him. We are, if nobody else make a statement, we are definitely gonna make a statement on Texas when they come to Athens. But to answer your question, Rev, yes, he is a dud. Matter of fact, he worse than a dud. He just a dud. Just something you just flick off your coat, flick off your shirt or something, like a piece of lit. Like, get out of here, Art. Let me get a real quarterback in here, because you ain't it, baby. I'm sorry, Peyton Manning and Eli. Your nephew ain't it. Eli, you got any sons? Peyton, your son maybe might be the next big thing, but nah, Cooper's son ain't it, baby. Sorry.
The president said they'd be better with Danny. Former NBA player, and then the president showing that he made some money off the bad play of Arch Manning. The Winston from the eye test said, had my notary stamped on Arch Dud papers before the season started. And then I'll go back to James Franklin before I go to you, Coach, about Arch Manning. The president said James Franklin may end up playing in the Campbellton Road Scratch Bonnet Bowl in Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Yeah,
Coach, your thoughts on Arch Manning?
Well, they're saying the same thing make you laugh, make you cry. I'm going with that because remember, Arch, remember when you played Sam Houston State and you scored a touchdown and you stood over that dude with your chest stuck out about to pop your shirt open like you were big time? I ain't see that against Florida. I ain't see it. I ain't see that against Ohio State. I didn't see it. So, you know, you're a nice little pretender when you playing Jonesboro Tech or somebody like that. But when you play the big boys, it's not looking good for you there, young fella. Mr. Former Heisman Trophy / #1 pick / future Manning superstar / Texas all-time great / yeah, they're gonna be slashing the tires on your Lamborghini pretty soon out there. So Arch, I don't know how you gonna redeem yourself. Texas ain't even ranked in the top 25, and they're one of the few teams, or the first team, to ever go from one starting the season to out of the top 25. Now, I'm gonna throw you a little bone. It ain't all your fault. Your coach is partly responsible too for some of them dumb plays he calling. But it's mostly you, though. It's 99% Arch, 1% Sarkisian. So either way it go, it's a failed experiment. It's that kind of experiment that blow up your chemistry set. And Arch, you about to fall out the top the first round of the draft whenever you come out. And side note, Rev, Dan Orlovsky, get off TV. I'm gonna put you off TV right now for saying that Arch Manning is gonna be the #1 pick in the 2027 draft. Bye, clown. Don't try to hit. You can't help him right now. You saying that don't mean a hill of scratch. So no, sir. He's a DUD right now with a capital D.
It's unfortunate that Arch does not have one thing that his uncles had, and does have one thing that his uncles didn't have. He has the athleticism that neither Peyton nor Eli had. But he doesn't have the awareness that his uncles both had. And that's one of the most important things to have when you play the quarterback position. If Arch Manning wasn't, number one, who he is, a Manning. Number two, if he didn't have his skin complexion, people would be really getting on Arch. They would be giving him the treatment that they normally resign for black quarterbacks, if we're honest, because he looks like a deer in headlights, looking like he has no clue to what is going on the field. You could just look at his eyes. Matter of fact, when I was in seminary, and one of my colleagues who was a minister said you could tell a lot about a person when you look at their eyes. And you could just see how confused Arch looks when he takes center during a game and when he's on the sideline during a game. So this is sad, and I wouldn't be surprised if Arch Manning has to transfer from Texas after this season.
Oh man.
I wouldn't be surprised, because the amount of money that they invested in him, and they are getting nowhere near a return on the investment that they've made in him. I think for his own emotional health and mental health, he might do well to get out of Texas quick, fast, and in a hurry. The prime minister, hold on, Coach. The prime minister's come in. What's up, Maurice Thor? He said, "To much is given, much is required," and Arch Manning hasn't lived up to the hype. His eyes are very telling if you look closely. I'm just saying. Dante, what's up, buddy? Says Jason Whitlock, the biggest clown in America, said Arch is struggling because he's scared of black players. All right, Coach, we ain't gonna entertain Fatlock. What were you about to say?
Rev, maybe instead of saying Omaha, he looked like he's saying mama. And begging to get out of there. I don't know. Bless his heart.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna end well, and he might do well to just reset somewhere else, because Texas has invested too much money, and the vitriol that some have towards him is somewhat justified because of the money. And this is something that these college players are going to have to start wrestling with, because if these schools and boosters are giving you all this money, you are now a professional. I don't want to hear nothing about no amateur athlete. I don't want to hear nothing about that. You now get graded based on being a professional. When you go cash that check, go buy that car, you're not thinking about being an amateur anymore. You say, I'm in the money. So now it's justified to be scrutinized like a professional. So I don't want to hear nothing about he's just a kid. No. He's getting paid. He's a professional, making big money. All them years that Venus and Serena were literally teenagers playing professional tennis, they were graded as professional tennis players. Not amateurs, but they were graded as professional tennis players. And therefore, if you're getting these nil deals and getting these millions, you are now, it's now fair game to scrutinize you like you're professional.
Yeah, I agree, Real. Hey, you getting paid. Yeah, you know, they not a child no more. You don't have the coaches holding your hand. You getting paid. Y'all wanted the moolah. Well, you gonna get criticized. If my team ain't winning, I'm looking at you, or get a meal money back. You don't want me to talk about you? Don't take the check. Get the money back. Play for free. Play for your scholarship. But you getting paid, I am on your butt. You hear me, Carson Beck? And all other guys are getting paid. We are on you. And Carson Beck, don't think that we believing in you, dude. It's early. It was early last year when you playing for my Bulldog. So don't think that we are sold. Just wait, real. Just wait till November and December get here. You remember how Carson? Just wait, Miami. Just wait, Maurice. Wait.
Rex says he's in the building. The president said Talladega Tech probably needs to
Talladega Tech.
Now, Rex is impersonating Jesse Jackson's 1984 presidential campaign mantra. He's keeping hope alive for Arch, where he says, I'm not ready to pile on Arch. He'll stay another year, and Crows will become extinct. That's wishful thinking, Brother Rex.
It sounds like Coach.
Because here's one of the problems I have. If anybody ever should be able to read defenses and figure stuff out, it should be Arch with the pedigree that he has. He has two uncles on speed dial whenever he wants to, who are both Super Bowl winning champions.
Mm-hmm.
Eli eventually will go to the Hall of Fame, beating Tom Brady twice. It's going to happen. May not happen next year, following year, but it's going to happen. He has full access to sit with his uncles whenever he wants to, and they can point stuff out to him. So this lets me know that there's a problem with Arch because he does not have a high IQ. And in order to be a great NFL player, you got to have a certain level of a football IQ. You have to have a certain level of the understanding of the game. And that's where it's getting to be problematic for me with Arch, because if he was going to understand the game, he would have already done it by now. That's just like when we talk about Bronny. If Bronny was going to be the stud, there's a great chance he would have already been it by now, because his dad has this great acumen for the game. And therefore, there's certain things that he would just be able to do based on his knowledge of the game. Yes, he may be undersized, but there's a certain level of basketball IQ that he's been blessed with to inherit. And that's what I'm not saying with Arch. And I think we may be seeing the best of Arch. Arch is more athlete than he is a student of the game, a quarterback, a student of the game, for sure. Let's see.
How in the world could Bron? Wow, Bron, you see how your son playing. You think he ready for NBA ball? That is crazy. That's what I don't understand. You have to see that this kid ain't ready for NBA ball, just like the Mannings got to see that Arch needs a little help. Why and Peyton? Well, I guess Peyton Eli saying, well, you need to call me. You a man, call me. But they should be calling him. Somebody should be saying, dude, you're not getting the job done. You making our family look bad. Somebody need to reach out to this guy, because he's bringing the Manning name down, like Bronny is bringing the James name down. It was up here, but the second generation is coming down.
Rex said pedigree doesn't outweigh pressure. Only Arch can overcome that. Is he built for pressure? And you got to have some smarts to deal with pressure. Winston says the overhype is real, and for people to still try to deflect for Arch's lack of ability is crazy work. Arch will be a career backup, and that's due to his lineage. Shaking my head. Thank for Arch. Heck no. Rex said, no seasoning in that crow rep. Well, I won't need it. I won't need it.
Oh, we were so scared, Rex. Arch is gonna make us eat our words, isn't he? Not against my Bulldogs, he won't. So I don't know where you see this enlightening from Arch, Rex. What game is he gonna show us? Definitely not against Georgia.
Dante makes a great point. His grandfather was a pretty good quarterback too, Rev. That's three people he could call. Facts. Yeah. The facts. he has full access to 3 Mannings who play at the highest level, who all mastered college football. Yes, the game has changed to a degree, but they can still help you read defenses. Goodness gracious. This has just been awful. All right. Thank you, Reverend Knight Nation, for joining us in the college football review. It's time to get some picks from Coach and Red. So let's do this real quickly. Let me give y'all some good pick music. Let's see. We'll go with that again. Can y'all hear it? Nope.
Nope.
Maybe because the sound is down. That'll help. All right, here we go, gentlemen. Let's do this. Ohio State takes a trip to Champaign, Illinois. I'll start with you, Coach. Will the Fighting Illini alums be popping champagne later today? Or will they be sulking on the sorrow of a bad loss? What says you, Coach? What you got?
Illinois beat Southern Cal. I can't go for them no kind of way. They'll get nothing from me. And then plus, Jeremiah Smith is still the best college wide receiver. And Illinois, they did have a problem in the secondary covering wideouts. So I think Smith's gonna go off today, and Ohio State gonna maintain that number 1 rank and they'll win.
All right, Red. Who you got?
Ohio State, Illinois, no chance. No chance.
All right, Red, back on you, bro. Alabama rolls into Missouri. They're coming off the revenge win against Vanderbilt on last week. Does Alabama go to Missouri and win this game?
Nope. They most definitely do not. Okay? Missouri, I need you today, baby. I need you. I still don't believe in Alabama. I still don't believe in their quarterback. I mean, what they played last week? Vanderbilt, you had some chances to this guy. You had turnovers right in your hand and you dropped them. So, look, Alabama got me. Real, I might be a little biased. I might be a little hating right here, but I don't believe. I don't believe in the bowl. I don't believe they got that Nick Saban, magic over them right now. We just had a bad game. We messed up. We beat ourselves. And Missouri won't play like we played at our house. Missouri gonna be ready. Come on, somebody. I need Alabama exposed like Florida State did. They not all that. Come on, man. Shoot, open up the door for my Bulldogs to skate right by them. Missouri, let's go. I'm taking Missouri. I ain't taking Alabama. Like Coach ain't taking nobody that beat his USC. I ain't taking nobody to beat my Bulldogs. I am going for Missouri.
Red, you sound like a scorned woman.
I am so real.
I'm glad that you made the disclaimer that you hating, a little biased, because I was about to say, as you don't believe in Alabama, what do you believe in about Missouri? That's what I was about to ask you.
I'm just keeping hope alive, real. Like you said, like Jesse Jackson, keeping hope alive for the upset.
So you about to go for anybody to beat Alabama. Coach.
Where they are 5-0, real. They are 5-0 now. So they ain't no screw up team.
Who do they beat?
That's a good point. That's a good question. That's a good question. Let's see. They beat South Carolina. They beat Kansas, Massachusetts. Not just one SEC team.
All right. And South Carolina was supposed to be good, but we'll see. All right, Coach, tell us who you got to win this one.
Well, it's gonna be a good game because Missouri does have the number 1 rusher in the SEC, Ahmad Harvey. I mean, I'm not Hardy. I didn't mean Harvey. Hardy, who rushes over 700 yards, and it's up to that front seven of Alabama to see if they can slow him down. But on the other side, you got that Alabama offense with Williams and Simpson quarterback. So it's gonna be a battle to see who can stop the other's offense. But I'm gonna go and give it to Alabama. They the hot head right now. I'm gonna not hot head, hot team right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Alabama.
All right, back at you, Coach. Indiana and Oregon, a 7-3 matchup in Oregon. Does Oregon continue its winning ways?
Yes, sir. In the battle of the Heisman candidates, Dante Moore and Mendoza from Indiana, Fernando Mendoza. Oregon is at home, and Moore shines at home. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Oregon. Not by – well, this is a Kurt Cignetti prove-it game. You do a lot of chirping when you get behind that mic, Cignetti, for Indiana. You against one of the top teams. Let's see how you can handle yourself. I'm going with Oregon still by 2 touchdowns.
Ray, who you got?
Yeah, I want to go against Winston's Oregon Ducks. I can't do it this week. They at home against to me, it's sort of an overrated Indiana team. Like I say, the coach was bumping his gums last year, and you got put out the first round of the playoffs, and you still bumping your gums. You just ain't gonna learn, will you, Coach? Anyway, Oregon over Mr. Big Man.
All right, let's go to Revenite Nation to see who they picked in these games. Winston Thornton got Ohio State over Illinois. Rex has Ohio State for the dub. The Prime Minister, I'll see what I can do. I'll try to compile those standings between now and next show. All right? I'll see what I can do. It's kind of busy for the Rev these days. Bama over Missouri, says Winston. The Prime Minister, Ohio State is in a close one over the Illini, the scrappy team. Rex says the tide will roll, despite what Red had to say. Maurice Thor, the Prime Minister, said Alabama has the best QB in the SEC right now. They were winning. They will win.
How they got, man.
Winston says Oregon easy. Rex, the Ducks will win at home.
Okay.
Rex, the Ducks. I'm sorry, I already read that. I'm sorry. The president says Ohio State and Alabama. Jerome K said Bama wins. He says OSU wins. Who you got for Oregon, Indiana? I guess you'll say Oregon wins. All right. So that'll end our college football pick segment. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And Jerome got the Ducks beating Indiana. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is officially halftime of the Red and Rev Sports Show. We want to thank you so much for watching the beginning of the show as we did our dope, nope, and quote moments. And also, we talk college football. On the other side, we'll talk a little WNBA, more college football, a lot of NFL football, and even a little baseball on the other side. Here we go. We'll be right back. And we are back on the Red and Rev Sports Show for the second half. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, feel free to like and share this broadcast. Let somebody know what you're watching on today. Let's move on with the Red and Rev Sports Show. Let's see, there are a few comments. Who named that clown Mo the Prime Minister? That's the name he wanted to affectionately be known as on our show. So we're going to respect the Prime Minister who wanted
Rick.
Prime Minister.
What kind of nickname you got?
The president said, gentlemen, I must depart to render my musical services. There must be DJ services. Push alert. Gators got the chips for Texas double dip. I'm taking the Gators over Texas A&M. You got that one right last week, Mr. President. So now
you got to take a different team. You can't take the same team. Give us a different upset, like Illinois or something. Or how about Missouri? What you think about Missouri, Prez? My upset pick. Or what you think about Oregon? Anything for Indiana? That's an upset.
The president said, you're not going to force me to pick my upset. I'm going to pick
okay. Okay, oh, sorry.
And it would be an upset if Florida beats Texas A&M. Would it be a huge upset? Probably not. But it would be an upset. Yeah.
I need the Prez to smell Missouri for me.
Let's jump into this baseball, man. It has been very, 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 very interesting, to say the least. The ALCS matchup has been determined. It's going to be a good one. Blue Jays beat the Yankees. Mariners beat the Tigers. So now the Blue Jays and the Mariners will play to see who goes to the World Series. On the NL side, we see that the Phillies are now on the couch with the Braves, and we're glad about it. As they're waiting, that the Dodgers, who put them out, are awaiting their opponent, which will either be the Cubs or the Brewers. Red, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts about the playoffs in general? And if you have any thoughts or picks that you want to make going forward where we are at this stage of the playoffs?
Okay, well, fortunately, Rev, I have been keeping up with the playoffs. I've been listening to most of the games at work, mostly just to let time at work go by fast, but I've been entertained and intrigued. I mean, these have been some interesting series. Let me start with, I guess I'll start with the Yankees series first. And the Yankees were down 2-0, and I picked the Blue Jays too, but for some part of me in the middle of the series, I actually started rooting for the Yankees because I was like, man, do I really want the Yankees to be eliminated this early? You know, they do give us a little entertainment and Aaron Boone and Judge, but like somebody said earlier, that kid Guerrero Jr., he said, hold my beer or whatever Vincent said, because that kid had an awesome series in there. That money, that contract he got last offseason, it was well worth it, because I'm pretty sure some of that money was for him to show out against the Yankees, and show out he did, Vlad Guerrero. I think he batted like over 500, hit a couple of home runs. Dude was just active on the bases. That dive he did over the slide, even though that was a game they lost. But like I say, man, Yankees just couldn't handle these Blue Jays. They handled them all year, and eventually they eliminated them. The Yankees pitching let them down, and like I say, besides Judge, who actually had a good series, a lot of other players didn't show up. So yeah, that's it right there. Blue Jays just beat the Yankees this time. Tigers and the Mariners, man, what an epic series. I mean, and I'm actually rooting for Seattle too. It's been a long time since that city had something to root for as far as the baseball world. And as Braves fans, I know how it is when you go a long time without being a championship contender. So like I say, Seattle, good win over the Tigers. The Tigers, you had every opportunity to win this game. So I'm not feeling bad for you. Number one, I ain't feeling bad for you because you choked the division away. 15-game lead, you choked away. Put yourself in a position where you had to play on the road a deciding fifth game. Could have had it at Detroit, but your play down the stretch put you in this position. and then your play in this series put you in this position. Tarek Scuba, you lost both games that he started, so that's your ace right there. And when you had to have them, your hitters just couldn't come through. Karen Carpenter had a good series, but besides him, everybody else was inconsistent. And last night, I mean, men all over the base. Y'all probably left 50 men on base last night, Detroit. So look, you just couldn't get the hit when you needed it. And Seattle is on one of the magical rides. So Tigers, great season, but you choked in it. Now to the Phillies and the Dodgers. Man, oh man. Well, I tell you, two heavyweight teams in the National League. Dodgers, how much you paying for? $300 million. Phillies, your payroll about up there too. It's a sad way for the Phillies to lose it, but it's hard. I don't feel bad for the Phillies. Like me and Rail say, we love it when they lose. So I don't really feel bad, but it is a bad way to lose. So Dodgers, the Dodgers overcame Shohei Ohtani going 1 for whatever in the series. Like I say, the Dodgers didn't have their best series, but they survived. They survived, but they definitely did not have their best series. The bullpen for the Dodgers did okay. Like I say, Phillies, the bullpen didn't come through when they needed it, and like I say, they just at home blowing the first 2 games to the Dodgers at home was not really a good look. And then you go to LA needed to, you almost got to, but still, like I said, you put yourself in a bad position too, Philly, when you lost the first 2 at home. So the Dodgers only needed 1. Like I say, extra innings, blown fielding job by whatever the pitcher's name, Orion Katzenberg. But like I say, like everybody says, it's not on this kid. You blew opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to take control of this series, Philly, and you didn't. And the Dodgers did what they did. They prevailed. They capitalized on y'all mistakes, and that's how the cookie crumbles. And like I say, we got Milwaukee and the Cubs there, and I'm kind of shocked about this one, Rev and Coach, because I thought Milwaukee would have swept the Cubs. Milwaukee, y'all playing with fire now because the Cubs, they seem like they feeling themselves now. They on a little heater right now. Y'all don't let them back into the series, and now they offense, their bats have waken up when they were asleep. So Milwaukee, I don't know who you got on the mound today, but I sure hope you got your best pitcher because the Chicago bats are up, and the Chicago pitching was never a problem. So we gonna see if Milwaukee pull a Detroit and just choke a great regular season all to you know where. But like Rev said at the beginning of this show, these have been some intriguing baseball series. The MLB playoffs, I got to give them a dope because even without our Braves in it, these have been some good games. There's been some teams playing some good baseball. Everybody fighting for that ultimate goal, that trophy.
The Prime Minister said, Red Rose, I was rooting for the Blue Jays, and it's good to have some new and blue blood in the playoffs. However, I like Seattle to take the AL pennant. He said that was a wild game last night. Detroit wasted so many opportunities, and now they'll have the offseason. Think about it. And he says the Phillies blew it. Too many mistakes. Now, Coach, I'm going to come at you differently. Are you ready? Because you're muted.
Coach, you mute.
All right.
There we go.
So I know you are a coach for a reason. You used to coach, and therefore you're accustomed to putting rosters together. So I want you to think about that Philadelphia Phillies roster. You know why we're harping on the Phillies? Because all of us are Braves fans, and they are a bitter rival in the NL East. Would you try to run it back with this Phillies team, or would you, in the words read like this, of Denzel Washington in the movie Glory, is it time to tear it up? Tear it up.
Tear it up. Tear it up. Tear it up, baby.
Now, as you think about this question, keep this in mind. 2 of their mainstays are free agents. Their home run leader, Kyle Schwarber, is a free agent. Also, their catcher, JT Realmuto. So, Coach, if you were the GM of the Phillies, what would you do? Also, one of their best pitchers, a free agent, Ranger Suarez.
Well, go ahead.
So what would you do, Coach? Go ahead.
Looking at what their success over the past couple of years, I'm gonna bring it back because remember also that Wheeler was out. He was injured, and he didn't. That was one of the pitchers that you didn't have going into it. Schwarber had a career year. Real Muto is solid, but Rev, I don't want to. I ain't got to worry about offending your congregation because your plate is going to be small this week for the donation because you keep bashing the Phillies, but we'll work on that. But they could keep. I think you keep it as is because it was solid. They continue to produce and make the playoffs. They could add, I think, another pitcher from somewhere. I don't know who you can find. You find another pitcher because it never hurts to have too many. I don't know who in the free agent market. I say sign everybody, bring them back. You got Turner, who's solid. I mean, all those players are in good positions, and they play well together, and they seem to have a camaraderie where they like playing together. So I don't see anything wrong with it. If you break it up, there's a possibility that you don't want to end up like the Washington Nationals, where you give everybody up and then you mired in the cellar. So, considering what they got, I'd leave it as is with no problem.
No problem. So, Philadelphia Phillies fans would say there's a huge problem, Coach.
Uh-oh.
And the huge problem is this, as I help Philly fans with their problem. You got two players. One signed a 13-year contract in 2019 that goes to 2032, who's making $330 million in the person of Bryce Harper.
Yes.
Then you have another player in the person of Trey Turner, shortstop, who signed in December 2022 an 11-year contract worth $300 million. That's going to be good to 2033, who are not producing when it counts in the playoffs.
And always hurt.
3 straight seasons of these two guys in particular making these millions of dollars who are not allowing that value to be shown during the playoffs. What do you do about that, Coach?
Well, if I can compare them to, in a way, to would the and I'm gonna go use the Yankees as an example. Would the Yankees give up on Aaron Judge, paying him that much money, and he sometimes falls short in the playoffs? Probably not. So,
well, Aaron Judge has a little bit more postseason success than both Bryce Harper and Trey Turner, if we're honest, put together. All right, let's remember that's a tough comparison because that's the same Aaron Judge who played relatively well against the Blue Jays and then also helped aid the team last year to the World Series. So that's a little different story. I'll turn it to you, Red. And I don't want you to use your Braves bias. I want you to think as a GM.
Gotcha.
What would you do with the Phillies, knowing that you paid these cats, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, millions, and let's be honest, Kyle Schwarber, who was their home run leader for the season, for the past couple of seasons now, he's a free agent. And with the kind of season he had this year, I think he led the NL in home runs.
Yes.
He's looking probably for a contract in the $30-40 million range, maybe not for that many years since he's older. What would you do, Red?
Well, Rev, realistically, I don't see the same team coming back. And if you listening to the Philly radio, they don't even want the same team coming back. So, no, I don't think I bring the exact same team back. Because like we just said, they've been doing it for 3 or 4 straight years with predominantly the same bunch, and we haven't gone anywhere. You can say, well, you say you leave Braves out there, but okay, I leave Braves out there. But like I say, I mean, you just get not consistently underachieving in the playoffs. Eventually, you definitely gonna make some moves. Now you got contracts to talk about. Schwarber's gonna command a hefty free agent contract. You gotta think it's not gonna be the Phillies just in the market. I mean, I would even mind if my Braves get in the Schwarber market because we losing Ozuna. I'm not sure what our plans for Ozuna is, but we could use definitely a DH like him. And believe me, it's gonna be Yankees and all other teams calling for Schwarber. So, with these contracts, which you investing so much in Trey Turner and Bryce Harper, it's gonna affect you. And Ranger Suarez, I mean, with the postseason he just had, you don't think it's gonna be teams trying to throw 150, maybe 200 million at that arm? So really, it comes down, Rev, to what exactly do the Phillies? What exactly is their budget? What are they not going to exceed, and what exactly do they want to come back? Because you got to think Trey Turner, you got a young shortstop phenom in the minors right now. Do you want to keep paying him, or do you thinking about letting him walk and maybe bringing up the kid? Bryce Harper, you had folks on Philly radio saying they done with Harper, they want him traded. So I mean, these are things you have to think about. You got to think about your fan base too. Your fan base is there, and they know how underachieving these guys have been the last few years. Do they even want some of these guys back? Yeah, you Wheeler went down, but like you say, you got Suarez, you got Schwarber, and it's one more guy that's a free agent, and then another guy who I know the fans are probably ready for him to go, and that's Castellanos, Nick Castellanos. Boy, I'm talking about. Boy, they were really getting on this guy on Philly Radio Rail. So you probably going to think about moving him anyway, because I mean, number one, I don't think he probably doesn't want to come back. He shouldn't want to come back, and the fans don't want him back. So that's somebody you probably gonna have to move anyway. So to answer your question, no, I don't see this. I don't see the same team coming back because it would be really not smart to bring the same team back when so many fans in town are so done with some of these guys that the contracts are just astronomical. I mean, and you're not getting what you paid for. And then you got a lot of young studs in the minor league that probably could benefit from coming up and getting some major league time while you sit here paying all these veterans who are not producing when the time comes. Now I'll throw this one Braves thing out here to this. We won with our core guys right now for the most part. Phillies have not. So you tell them Philly fans are real when they talking stuff about our Braves. Our core guys, most of them have rings. Y'all core do not. And that's why we sit here talking about should we bring you back or should we break you up? Okay. I wouldn't say that in church, real. Say it outside church because you got to collect some.
Well, I got to correct you, Red. Okay. If we're honest, our current guys on the Braves, most of them were not the core guys on that championship team in 21.
Well, yeah, we're missing two key.
The only two people that really played were Albies and Riley. Acuna didn't play. Michael Harris wasn't on the team. Sean Murphy wasn't on the team. Olsen wasn't on the team. Drake Baldwin wasn't on the team.
Hey, you lying, man.
Chris Sale.
Ain't got hardly anybody for that team.
Chris Sale wasn't on the team. Schorlenbach wasn't on the team. Lopez wasn't on the team.
Roll them out.
Never mind, y'all. Yeah. Well, we won, Phillies. Y'all last ring was on the high. Our last ring was 21.
The thing you could say is at least there's a couple of people on the current team that were part of the championship team. That would be accurate because Spencer Strider was a reliever on that team. He wasn't even a starter. So
Man, Rev, it is amazing how much that team has changed in two or 3 years.
It's changed a great deal, man.
And Rev, to that point, I can honestly say, knowing how Philly fans, how fickle they are, if they trade Bryce Harper and they trade Trey Turner, and they bring up some younger guys take their place, you let them guys bat around 220. See the fans will turn like snakes in the Garden of Eden. See, look at that.
Coach, I'm gonna disagree. Here's why. I'm gonna disagree. I think because of the fatigue and exhaustion that the fans now have for this current roster, they would rather see the future than run it back with these same guys where they've seen them fold in the playoffs year after year after year. See, the big thing is when they lost in the World Series when they were the heavy favorites. When the manager first got on board, he revived the team when Joe Girardi was managing the team, drowning the team. And Thompson came in there, revived them, took them to the World Series. They were the heavy favorites. I forget who they lost to in the World Series. But
Astros.
It was the Astros, right. They were the heavy favorites. The Astros beat them. Then they come back, overtake the Braves finally these last 2 years, winning the NL East. They have all these big plans, and each year when they get that bye, they come up short in the NLDS. So,
and Rev, you forget they lost to the Astros and then came back the next year and choked their brains out to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, to Arizona Diamondbacks in the NLCS.
Right.
In the NLCS, right. You're right. And that was the second year after the World Series because the fans just knew that team was going back to the World Series. Mm-hmm. And they choked against the Diamondbacks that second year, and then last year they choked, and this year they choked. Who did they choke? I forgot who they choked to last year.
The Mets.
The Mets, it sure was. Yeah, because the Mets went on and lost to the Dodgers in the NLCS. So those 4 years have weighed on Philadelphia fans. And if you think they get mad after one game, just imagine how mad they are after 4 seasons.
Yeah. Those choke sounds starting to taste a little good with them. That pastrami at Primanti Brothers.
So I think going back to what you said, Coach, where the Philly fans are now, they would welcome at least one of those guys getting traded, if not both, where they can get a ton of prospects back and just restart. They rather look for the future rather than get their hopes up high again with this team just to be let down again. I think that's where they are. All right. With that being said, let's go to this 5 for 5. And the VP has already done his duty saying cue Lunas. So let me cue Lunas as he's celebrating his 31st high school reunion.
You gonna ride it with that 31st?
Yeah, I need somebody wherever, somebody in South Carolina to give a little bit more respect to number 30 and not 31. Even though I like the number 31, that was my basketball number at Mays. I like that number, but for reunions, you don't have ones. You either got zeros or fives. That's how we do reunions. All right?
Yes.
With that being said, let's move on. Jonathan Gannon goes off. The question is, was he wrong? Red, what you got?
No, I don't think he was wrong. Was he a little animated in his chastising of that player? Maybe. But he was not wrong for being that upset. He was not wrong for getting up in his face. And I'm sorry. I'm so sick to sorry. Like I said earlier, these players can't handle it. They can't handle criticism. They can't handle owning up to when they make mistakes. Then sorry. Get out the league. You can't stand the heat. then don't enter the sport because I am not going to be on the player's side when they mess up. Coach had every right to get up in that player's face. You cost them the game. You cost us a touchdown. You messed up and you deserve to know you messed up. I'm not going to keep that in. I want all the players to know when they messed up. How they going to get better? How you get better if you don't know you messed up? With y'all 100%, Jonathan Gannon.
Coach, what says you?
He was right up to a point. And I don't think that touchdown cost him a game because remember that interception that the boy got and then he fumbled it away and Tennessee scored a touchdown? That had something to do with it as well. But Jonathan Gannon made the one mistake that I wouldn't do. And I'm going to go back to y'all's coaches and Mays. You do not put your hands on another person like that. That was a mistake because that could have turned ugly real quick if that boy had a cop out, a flash out, and decided to swing back at him and push him back. And now we got that playing out on national TV. Nothing wrong with getting on a guy, but when you hit him in the chest like that or push him, nope, that's a hands come on. That's where the mistake came in. I don't like putting your hands on somebody.
Well, that's where the $100,000 fine for his rent came into play because of putting his hands on him. Gannon might want to become a preacher. You could get away with that for free in some cases. Yeah. Laying hands on people.
Yeah.
It was the heat of the moment, man. I just think it was the heat of the moment. He was so upset. But now, Coach.
Hold on, Rev. We gotta let the Rev Night Nation chime in before you go. All right. The Prime Minister said no, he wasn't. The player did a dumb play, and coaches get emotional in that moment. Gannon wasn't wrong. All right. Jerome Case said yes, he was wrong in the way he handled the situation. Leadership is influence. Cards had multiple chances to win the game after that incident. Jump in there, Red. What you got to say?
I just wanted to say, he wasn't wrong. Now, had the kid hit him back, though, let's say the kid did hit him back, and we got a scene on the sideline. Who is taking up? Is anybody taking up for this kid for hitting his coach back after the kid just screwed up, and now you're gonna screw up again by getting into it with your coach after he criticizing you for messing up? To me, that's gonna be strike one and strike two for the kid if he hit him back. To me, coach.
But look at this though. I'm gonna put it in my situation, and I ain't making that kind of money. Imagine if I hit a kid on the sideline. Where I'm gonna be? What's going to happen? Thank you. That's the risk he took by putting his hands on him. The GM could have looked at that as you don't have any control. You gotta push a guy. Your control is that bad. You gotta hit him instead of talking to him. That's a slippery slope. I don't think he want to go down. He got away with it this time.
All right, we got some more comments.
Sorry, Real.
Hold on. We got some more comments. Winston Thorne said, Mama told me, don't put my hands on no one if I don't want them to put their hands on me. Gannon was absolutely wrong. And if that boy it went upside his head, it would be warned.
No, it would have been warned.
Red, put your hands on someone and tell them they were wrong when they give you a two-piece. Don't put your hands on people.
Like I say, man, y'all act like the coach went over there and punched him or something. He was going off on him in the heat of the moment. He just hit his shoulder pad like, come on, man, you gotta keep your head in the game. Rev, I saw fit, man. Rev, you remember when we got eliminated after that Boston series and Phil Jackson, man, he was so hot and Pau Gasol one time he had to hit him in his chest like, wake up, Gasol. Gasol didn't do anything. He just like, okay, yeah, I need to wake up. And to me, I just see him Gannon, like, hit him in his head or punched him. He was just like, dude, you screwed up. Come on, man, get your head in the game. Now, if that kid had took off his helmet and swung on his coach, man, he would have been wrong again. That would have been 2 strikes right there. I understand what y'all guys are saying, keep your hands to yourself. But, come on, man, this is football. Heat of the moment. Y'all act like the man slapped him in his head or punched him in his face or something. It was the heat of the moment. He had one of the biggest screw-ups in the game. Coach was a little heated. He got in his face, tapped him on his chest a little bit.
Oh, no. He didn't tap him. No, sir. No, sir. He did not tap him. No.
All right.
Nope.
All right. We're going to let Rev Night Nation have the final word on this because we're over the 5 minutes. Rev, what you described was exactly why it was wrong. If the player did that, he would have been put off the team. Jerome K said red is called emotional intelligence. All right, so we'll just put a bow to that and we'll come to the conclusion. We'll agree to disagree on that particular subject. On to the next. The Aces win their third WNBA title in 4 years. It can be argued that it's his most impressive, it's the team's most impressive victory, especially with the adversity that they went through and also losing Kelsey Plum by way of wanting to be traded early in the season. Coach, what do you have to say about the Aces winning their third WNBA championship in 4 years?
I go against everybody, and I say, hey, boo. Because if my girl Napheesa Collier had been healthy and wouldn't have gotten hurt, the Lynx would have beaten Milwaukee, and the Aces would have had a tougher time of it.
Milwaukee? Who's Milwaukee, Coach? Hold on.
I mean Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, because I saw something. If they had beat Minnesota, would have gave the Aces all they can handle because they got better outside shooting than Phoenix. So congratulations, Aces. But you know, if my girl Collier and Napheesa and the Minnesota Lynx were there, you might not have been so lucky.
So, Coach, you're trying to say the Aces championship this year comes with an asterisk. All right. Red?
I don't know if I could go with an asterisk, Coach. I mean, she got hurt. I mean, injuries happen. Like I said, it's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? But the Aces, I'm not even a big Aces fan. Y'all know I'm not even a huge WNBA fan, but A'ja Wilson, she seemed to be the truth. I mean, what, three out of 4 seasons? This girl, MVP, world champion, all the other accolades. She's doing what, defensive player of the year? She's like a modern day, I mean, with her height, with her being so tall and her size, she's like a modern day Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And Coach, being that's one of your favorite players, what you think? You think she got any comparisons to Kareem? The way he dominated?
Well, she's on the Mount Rushmore of WNBA basketball players, without a doubt. Yeah. She's on the Mount Rushmore.
I congratulate her. I mean, they doing it. It was so funny, you guys, that they were struggling. I swear, it was one of the seasons they were struggling. And it seemed like in the coach, I mean, they was just not going through a good period. And man,
well, A'ja, during that period, A'ja challenged the team and basically said, if you ain't gonna pick up your play, you need to get off this team. And everything changed after that. So she showed leadership through her play, and she showed leadership through her voice. So she shows she's the epitome of a leader. Jerome K said A'ja Wilson becomes the first WNBA player to win the regular season MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP in the same year. Somebody made that same point earlier in the show, but thanks again for reiterating that. Winston said Aces did what they were supposed to do and brought home the gold. A'ja Wilson stringed together a couple more seasons like this or close, and she will be the hands-down GOAT of the WNBA.
Love that word, GOAT. Anybody gonna be the GOAT of the WNBA? She's just gonna be one of the top players.
All right, Raiders, back on you, man. Belichick, is it time for Brother Bill to go in Chapel Hill? What says you, Red?
Billy.
I don't know if it's time for him to go, but yeah, I know the coaches and the players probably want him to go. They definitely want his girlfriend out. Well, I don't know if the players want his girlfriend out, but I'm pretty sure all the authorities want his girlfriend out the way. It's not a good start. I'm sure Bill envisioned a better start than this. Now, I don't know how patient Bill is. Was he there to actually build a program? Is he there to actually change the culture, or did he want instant success? If he wanted instant success, then it's not going well. If you wanted to come there and change the program and change the culture, well, you're just starting off bad right now, but you got to give it time. But does he want to give it time? and all the people that UNC gonna give him time. Because right now it seems like he ghosted everybody. He went on his little vacation during the bye week, hasn't really been communicating with anyone. So I don't know if Bill is sending a message to the university like I'm out and I'm ready to be out or whatever. But it's looking bad right now.
Coach.
It's not time yet. He got 70 new players. That's a hard thing to deal with in college football. 70. So, I give him a little pass. He got to get his folks in there and make it right. He gonna get this year. After this year, if he come out, because he already getting labeled as the worst coach in college football, so he got to come out and make.
All right, Coach got frozen. Winston said, referring to Bill Belichick's girlfriend, she's already one of the top players. That's good. All right, on to the next, gentlemen. Mark Sanchez, former NFL quarterback, is probably going to be former NFL commentator for Fox. He gets into a bar fight in Indianapolis before he's scheduled to call the Indianapolis Colts game the next day. He gets stabbed in jail and gets arrested for the film saying he's the one who started the problem. Coach, what do you have to say about Sanchez?
Well, baby, NSYNC said it best. Bye, bye, bye. That's it for him.
Red, what you got?
I got another song for you. Papa didn't raise no food. And that's what happened when Mark Sanchez tried to go up against that old man. You thought Papa raised food. That old man showed you what was up, man. You want some of this? You want this smoke? I got something for you, Mr. Mark Sanchez. He didn't care about your celebrity, your status, or nothing. Picking on that old man because you go in the bar and get drunk and you want to come out there and pick on some old man. Well, that old man showed you what was up, Mark, and now you in the hospital with handcuffs to your bed, looking like some common criminal. And then when you get out the hospital, where you go? Right on into jail. How embarrassing, how humiliating for a former quarterback that was nicknamed Mr. Butt Fumble. Now you Mr. Butt Kick, and you got your butt kicked by an old man, and now you arrested. Man, this is all time bad. But like Rail said, you're gonna get fired from Fox, so you can just go hide in humiliation because this is definitely not a good look for you. Old man, you can pump your chest up. Don't let nobody mess with me. I'm just doing my job, and you messing with me, coming out the bar drunk. Show you what's up, Mark. You see his knife? Come on, partner. Hey, Real, you remember Joe Clark and lead?
Oh, yeah.
Joe Clark and lead on me, buddy with the knife. Well, buddy with the knife one this time.
Yeah, Jerome K said Mark Sanchez is the new Ron Mexico.
Not the controversial one.
Going back to Bill Belichick, Jerome K said, face it, Bill is distracted. That young girl is wearing him and his pockets out. Frat House Bill is in effect. Bill is about to be the new Frank the Tank. Winston said Belichick doesn't have the team yet to be competitive, but I just don't see a good reason for him to stick around for a rebuild while his son is waiting in the wings to take over the team. That ship might sail. His son
I ain't still gonna take over the team.
Yeah, you got to have success in order for that grandfather type situation to work. And they're not going for that in North Carolina. Winston also says Sanchez figured out that that old man's strength is real. He effed around and found out going to lose money, most likely going to do some jail time because of that gash in that man's face, for sure. All right, last topic. I'm sure Jerome can't wait to hear what you got to say, gentlemen, on this one. Coach left. Shedeur Sanders named Brown's backup after there was contemplation on if he should be the backup after the Browns traded Joe Flacco, who began the season as the starting quarterback. Red, what do you have to say?
Man, Kevin Stefanski, dude, you must not want to coach no more. You definitely don't want to coach the Browns no more, because if you did, you'd have handled this situation completely horrible, man. Now it's obviously that you're not a Shador fan, and that's fine. But the owner is. So if you're not a Shador fan and don't want to play him, then why don't you just resign? Because we want to see Shador. Okay? Now you keep putting Dylan Gabriel out there, and that's fine. I know he was drafted third, but dude, the fans want to see Shador. The players want to see Shador. I mean, you got a team that's willing to play for Shador, and you got a division that's wide open, man. And you keep screwing around with Flacco, screwing around with Dylan Gabriel, and what have you gotten for it right now? Just 1 win in 5 games, man. So, man, Shador, obviously, they feel like he can bring a spark to your team. You even got Myles Garrett speaking up for Shador. So, Stefanski, get a clue, man, and stop screwing around.
Coach, your thoughts on Shador?
It's clear that, like Red said, the man does not want Shador. And when he traded Kenny Pickett to the Las Vegas Raiders, he should have traded Shador to the Raiders, and that would have been a new start for him. The way Geno quarterback, and he'd probably be playing by now, so he should have traded him. But you mire him immediately, and when you make a statement in front of the entire world that you got to make a choice between Brady Zappi and Shador Sanders, that's a question mark on your coaching ability right there. And just like Stephen A. said, when something smells, it smells bad. And that's what this thing is doing right now. It smells, the optics are bad. And I go to the president. When the president say he smells something, he should be smelling something on this move. So, yeah, Stefanski, Dylan Gabriel is your quarterback right now, and you did the right thing going on making Shador number 2, because he's going to be the future of your team if he stays there. If he stays.
Let's see here. Jerome says Mark and Michael Irvin need to start their own podcast called Night Court.
Night Court.
Winston said, Shador, just stay quiet, own your skills. And the first chance you get to change your zip code, do it. Gabriel's going to be okay, but not better than Shador. You all time for a lot of people in Cleveland. Jerome said, Rev, God is leaning out these uncircumcised. Shador Sanders will be QB1 by November. Now, Jerome is a preacher, so we'll see if it's cat.
He might be QB1 by November. I mean,
uncircumcised. That's
Dylan Gabriel. If they lose again, I mean, if he keep losing, then you ain't gonna have no choice but to put him in. It's not. Oh, I mean, 1-4, and Baltimore's out of it. Cincinnati's out of it for right now. Cleveland got a shot to get back in it, but you're not gonna get back in it if you keep playing these games, man. Put the guy in that can actually give a spark to your team. Dylan Gabriel is taking his team nowhere.
Well, Kevin Stefanski is embodying what people say about some people where they don't know how to read the room. And it's clear he's not reading the city of Cleveland, because Shador is the only quarterback they have that at this juncture gives the city of Cleveland a glimmer of hope that they'll be able to do something.
Right.
And to toy around with Shador the way he's toying around with them definitely shows that you both point out that Stefanski doesn't want him. But Stefanski doesn't even realize he's basically opening the door for Shador to have a legitimate excuse if he doesn't succeed in Cleveland, if he gets a chance, because he's built up so much hate towards Shador that people will say he didn't put Shador in a place to be successful because he never wanted it. So he's giving Shador the out that he needs. So really Shador's in the best situation after being in the worst situation when he first came to the team. So now it's like if he succeeds, you should have been playing him from the beginning. If he doesn't succeed, Stefanski didn't give him a chance to succeed because he never wanted him. So Shador is in the best situation he's ever been since some of the antics that he committed on his own, going into the draft and didn't get drafted to the 5th round. Now Shador is becoming the beloved figure that he wasn't when he entered the league.
Hey, real. Maybe Shador did know what he was doing with his calculated and diabolical plan. maybe he said from the beginning, I know this coach gonna hate me, so I'm gonna go there and eventually I'm gonna have everybody love me because I know he gonna hate on me. I don't think you that smart, Shador, but man, real, look how this turned out.
Using the a television show that's quite familiar, paraphrasing, Shador came into the season, everyone hates Shador, to now in season, everyone loves Shador. So
Yeah,
it's
I
amazing.
got it.
It's amazing how this has shifted.
Yeah. Hey, Dia, man, you do got a smart boy, man. I ain't talking about Shiloh, I'm talking about Shador. Man, because he has played this game perfectly.
Yeah. Jerome said, Rev, what is Kevin Stefanski is actually manipulating the situation to get Sanders into the QB1 spot, backdooring Shador into the QB1 spot, despite the NFL's efforts to keep him out.
No.
I mean,
No.
Stefanski is the one with efforts to keep him out. The NFL don't care.
The way you worded that, Jerome, it's almost like you're trying to say Stefanski's his ally. And I would argue he's his adversary.
Oh, my God.
Because even if that were true, you don't do that, especially once you trade Flacco. Who else going to be the backup? You trade away Kenny Pickett. You trade away Flacco. So you mean to tell me there's a chance that maybe the QB on the practice squad going to become the backup before Shador? I mean, it just made no sense. And it was legitimate for him to make Shador the backup quarterback no matter what, because you got rid of all the competition that was there at the beginning of the season. And it wasn't like Shador was a total flop in the preseason, even though y'all know I don't give a whole lot of credit to preseason football. But he played well enough, obviously, to still be on the team.
Yeah.
So that lets you know that he should have been the backup once you trade him. Trade Pickett and Flacco away. Winston says Shador out there playing Kaiser Souls at Red.
Kaiser Soze, Ray. That's what he's talking about. Kaiser Soze from The Usual Suspects.
Okay. My bad. Okay. All right. So that concludes.
Did you see that one, Ray? The Usual Suspects?
No, I never seen it.
Okay. Kaiser Soze was this big villain. He pretty much orchestrated everything around him, and in the end, set something up so he could get it his way, and eventually he got it his way.
All right. Thanks for the education on that movie right there. Jerome K said Kevin Stefanski has gotten rid of all the competition.
Not yet.
He gonna be gone first. He gonna be gone next.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we got some NFL picks to make, so let me give you your music so you be ready for it. All right, we're gonna start in NOLA with Red's most hated team out of all the NFL, the New Orleans Saints. Red, we'll start with you, Patriots versus Saints. Who you got, Reverend Night Nation? Feel free to put your picks in the chat.
Well, I'm sure nobody be surprised, but especially being that I took the Patriots defense in fantasy this week, I most definitely need the Patriots win in NOLA. So Patriots, I know you riding high with that Buffalo win. I'm mad at you for that because I want to be 13 in Buffalo. But they going out in New Orleans. And New Orleans coming off a win too. I don't know. Thanks to the Giants for that. I don't know how I can explain that because I just know Jackson Dark playing well. I don't know how they lost that game. But anyway, hey, I'm taking Patriots over the Saints, Rev. I don't believe in the Saints. I still say they might be 1-15, 1-16 this year.
Coach, who you got?
What's the name? Y'all call him Spencer Rattler. I call him. He looks like great value Patrick Mahomes. So he got his first win last week. So I'm still gonna go with the Patriots though.
All right, Coach, on you. The Broncos coming off their big victory in Philadelphia last week against the Eagles go into the lowly Jets. Coach, who you rolling with?
Poor Jets. I feel so bad for Justin Fields because he's not doing half bad, but he got nothing around him. And Aaron Glenn, the dam's gonna get shorter and shorter. I'm going with the Broncos.
Red, who you rolling with?
Like Coach said, going with the Broncos. Ain't nothing to roll with on the Jets. Like I told y'all earlier, I hate to say this, but it look like Aaron Glenn is one and done with the Jets. One and done, buddy.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Third game, and then we coming to you, Reverend Night Nation. Chargers versus the Dolphins. Chargers coming off last week's loss to the Commanders when Jaden Daniels came back to let everybody know I'm still that dude. And the Dolphins lost to the Carolina Panthers. So, Red, who you rolling with?
I'm taking the Chargers by default. The Dolphins. Good Lord, man. You can't even beat the Panthers for me. And Tyreek Hill's gone. Seems like everything, your defense not playing well, your offense is not consistent. Chargers, y'all ain't playing well either, but I'm predicting that y'all have injuries, okay? Y'all have a lot of injuries everywhere on the team, but you still got Harbaugh as the coach. You still got that running back. You still got Herbert. So Herbert, much better than Tua. Tua time is pretty much done. Chargers.
Coach, are you rolling with Red on that one?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't applaud. They're like what's his name? Kenneth Perkins said, "When a fish know how to swim, why are you clapping? They automatically know how to swim. So you go. They don't know how to swim. No, this Dolphins team. I'm going with the Los Angeles Superchargers.
All right, let's go to Reverend Night Nation, who's putting in their picks. But Dana got the Saints.
What?
Y'all said that in unison like y'all rehearsed it. Goodness gracious. Winston got the Patriots. Bruh Dana got the Broncos. Jerome Case got the Pats over the Saints. Winston got the Broncos over the Jets. Jerome Case said emphatically, the Jets will win rooting for the black coach. All right, I got the cultural bias right there. Winston said the Chargers will bounce back. Miami is the league's stepping stool this season. I don't know if the Prime Minister will win that.
So we got to play it.
Bro, Dana got the Chargers over Miami. Jerome Case got the Chargers, beating the Dolphins. Have a terrible PlayStation coach. All right, on to the next. Coach, you're up, sir. Ravens at home. After getting boat raced last week by the Texans at home. Playing against the Rams, who lost a tough home game against the San Francisco 49ers, which happens to be their rival. Who you got, Coach?
Hey, Ray, is Lamar Jackson playing?
Not at all.
Rams.
I'm currently in Baltimore right now because I actually got to fly out to Atlanta tonight because I'm preaching in Atlanta tomorrow morning. And the tickets are dirt cheap for that game tomorrow. So if anybody in Baltimore wants to experience their first NFL game just for the purpose of going to a game, tomorrow's your day to get there for the Lolo. Ray, who you got, man?
I'm gonna follow Coach's little motto. Real is the Ravens defense playing tomorrow.
They are.
Ram.
All right. Cardinals versus Colts. The Colts keep going on with their winning ways last week, destroying the Raiders, and the Cardinals lost to the Titans by 1 point, and we talked about partly why they lost due to that touchdown not happening because of our friend not running through the end zone before he got stripped. So, Red, it's on you, Cardinals or Colts in Indy.
In Indy. Da, 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 da. Indiana Jones, baby, and the team of destiny. Man, come on. Y'all know who better win this. Cardinals are going nowhere fast. After that loss last week, you know, Real, who the Cardinals remind me? I'm going to tell you who the Cardinals. You remember the Bears last year after Brady made that stupid play, and then all of a sudden the Bears just fell off the face of the earth. That's what's going to happen to the Cardinals right now. Cardinals are going to fall off the face of the earth. At the end of the season, we're going to be talking about tear up for the Cardinals. Colts, they are rising up. They are going up fast. Indiana Jones, we're going to be talking about him real in the MVP consideration. And this is crazy. Giants, 2 years in a row, getting rid of 2 MVP candidates. Saquon with the Phillies last year, Danny Dimes with the Colts this year. Boy, Giants. But you got Jackson Dart, so you got them half time. But Indiana Jones is taking this coach to places unforeseen since the Peyton Manning days. You picked a good guy because Anthony Richardson is done in Indy. Indiana is going to boat race, and I mean boat race the Cardinals back to Arizona, Real.
All right. Coach, are you buying Red's commentary on what's going to happen between the Cardinals versus Colts?
Yeah, the only suspense in this game is which team gonna fumble the ball before they get to the goal line. That's the only suspense in this one. I'm gonna go with the Colts.
That's true, yeah. So both of them had idiots that don't fumble and touchdowns away in the past 2 weeks.
On to the next. Seahawks versus Jaguars in Jacksonville. The Jaguars coming off their Monday night high, beating my Chiefs, whereas the Seahawks lost a heartbreaker against the Buccaneers last week at home. So, Coach, who you rolling with?
Against my better judgment, I'm gonna go with the Sea Chickens again. Jaguars are on a high, like you said, after beating the Chiefs. It ain't happening this week. They're gonna bring sunshine back down to earth.
All right, Red, who you got, man?
Duval, baby. Duval, baby. That's right. Yeah, they rolling right now. After beating the Chiefs, then you got a game at home against Mr. I can do everything until the last minute, then I'm gonna blow the game away. Same old Sam Darnold. No, Jaguars, they rolling high. They got a defense that's going to turn the Sam Darnold into same old Sam Darnold. He'll throw a couple of more picks in Jacksonville, and Jaguars going to be 5-1, holding place right within. Oh, man, them Jags and Colts, baby. That's going to be a game to look forward to.
All right. Wednesday said Aaron Glenn might get fired after this next game. But then he got the Rams.
No.
Over the Ravens. Winston got the Rams. Put a brand new Christmas belt to the Ravens. Bud Dana got the Colts.
Oh.
Jerome Case got the Rams. Winston got the Cards upsetting the Colts.
You are crazy, Winston.
Jerome Case said Cardinals get redemption for last week's debacle.
What?
Red just cursed the Colts with that phrase, rise up. LOL.
Okay.
Winston said Jags defend home turf. Bourdain said Jags. Jerome K said sunshine in the Jags. Dude fumbled that TD, and they went to another level. All right, Red, it's on you. Cowboys versus the Panthers. Who you got, sir?
Well, Rico, you showed out last week against the Dolphins. 200-some yards. Boy, watching, I think about putting you on my fantasy team. Who would have thought Rico Dollar would have showed up like that? And now he's going back to Dallas, his old team, or are they going to Carolina? No, Dallas is coming to your home, Rico. Well, Rico, what you got for your old team? You gonna put up another 200? I don't think so, man. I think Dallas will be ready for you, Rico. I know that the defense ain't all that, but they ain't gonna let you, Rico, embarrass them. And Dak playing at the MVP level. So I know the Dolphins blew it in Carolina last week. I don't think the Cowboys gonna blow it. I think the Cowboys actually feel like they can actually still do some things this season. So Dak playing at MVP level. Bryce Young, not so much. Yeah, couple of plays last week. That's because the Dolphins choked it away. I'm going Cowboys.
Coach, you rolling with Red's pick?
Duval. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Cowboys gonna beat the Panthers. I think Bryce Young is he's not gonna have a letdown. Rico Dollar gonna be too busy trying to get revenge, and Dak Prescott is on a tear right now. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
On to the next game. You got the Tennessee Titans who picked up their first win last week in Arizona versus the Raiders who are still struggling. Both of these teams are 1-4. Who's going to be 2-4 after tomorrow, Coach?
It's gonna be a tie, 0-0. That's it's gonna be. I guess I go with the Raiders because of experience. Geno got the experience. He's experienced in doing a lot of stuff, and Cam Ward don't have the weapons. Unfortunately for him, except for old Calvin Ridley, but that's fine. I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
All right, Coach. Are you going? Red. I'm sorry. You going with the Raiders?
Yeah, even though the Titans got their win last week, might be their only win of the season. I mean, Cam said his team was butt, and they still was butt last week. They just got lucky because the Cardinals choked it away. But they playing, like Coach said, Raiders ain't playing too well, but Geno can beat the Titans now. Geno, if you can't beat the Titans, then man, Raiders really do need to trade for a quarterback coach like you said, man. If you can't beat the Titans, Geno, at home, come on, Raiders.
Red, back on you before we check out what Revenant Nation has to say. Those Buccaneers hosting the 49ers, both teams coming off great wins last week. Who you got, Coach? Red?
Wow. Both teams who I need to lose. All right. At least I don't hate Todd Bowles and the Bucs. They just my division rival. I hate Kyle and the 49ers. Oh, man. Okay. I guess I got to. I didn't want to, man, but I got to. I ain't got no choice. I got to pick Kyle and the Niners because the Bucs is too injured right now. I swear they lose a starter every week from Tampa Bay. Now they both receivers out, even though the Eureka kid is playing okay for Baker, but I think the running backs are injured now. They really got injuries all around. And the 49ers and Mac Jones, even though they always got injuries and they still be playing. So injuries don't kill the 49ers. So they playing good right now. And I need Tampa to lose for my Falcons to be tied for first place after this week. So come on, 49ers. Kyle, can you win one for me? Probably not. Tampa Bay will probably blow them out. But anyway, 49ers.
Coach, who you got, Bucs or the 49ers?
Buccaneers. Mac Jones a little too banged up to get a win this time. I'm gonna go with the Bucs.
All right. So we got the Winston talking about the Cowboys will defeat the Panthers. Bud Dana, who's a known Cowboy hater, going with the Panthers. Winston going talking about Duval. Jerome K said Cowboys on the road, Dak Romo.
Romo.
Winston got the Raiders over the Titans. Bud Dana got Titans over Raiders. Jerome Case got Raiders will win. The Titans only win because of the goofy cards mistakes. Rodana got the Bucs over the 49ers. Winston Thornton said expose the Bucs, then we smack them up. 49ers the following week.
Exactly.
Jerome Case Baker's having an MVP kind of year, so he's going with the Bucks. Coach, it's on you. Your team's divisional rival, the Bengals, traded for Joe Flacco, who's scheduled to be the starter. They roll into Green Bay to play the Green Bay Packers. Who you got, Coach?
Yeah, old Joe Flacco. Amazing. He come right to the team and leapfrog everybody and start. I guess it's because he's the old, like to use those words, the old shifty veteran who's gonna come in there. But that Packers team a little too much. But even though you got Chase and Higgins, that Packers team defense gonna make Joe try to run, which he can't do. So I'm gonna go with the Packers.
Red, who you got?
Packers. Good thing about this Flacco move is that Chase and Higgins fantasy numbers might be better for you, real. So you keep chasing. He'll pass the ball. Chase, he'll put up some numbers. But as far as wins, they ain't getting no wins. Sorry. Cincinnati, your season is over. And Packers, if you lose this game right here, I'm gonna be thinking about your season being over too. But I think y'all completely overrated. But you should be Cincinnati.
All right. Very intriguing matchup between the top two picks in the 2024 NFL Draft. The number one pick, Coach's guy from USC. And then the Commanders got the guy who won the Heisman Trophy from LSU. So, Red, who you rolling with? Which quarterback?
Unfortunately, I'm going with the upset. I'm going with my fantasy quarterback. I'm going with Caleb in the Bears to pull the upset in Washington. Washington, they don't have all their playmakers, and Caleb looks like he's finally figuring out this offense a little bit. But one thing I do know is Caleb gonna take some shots. And the Redskins defense, they are known for giving up the big play, as you tell my Falcons when my Falcons play. Caleb taking shots all game long. Ben Johnson drawing up them big plays and them gadget plays and trick plays. Are the Commanders gonna be ready for them? And with the Commanders, they missing. Here got Terry out. Here got Debo. Well, the little young running back balling, but I'm just not sure they got a complete team of weapons enough. And Jalen, how healthy really is he? And do you really want him out there scrambling that much without enough weapons there? So Chicago defense come to play. I think the Bears could win in this one, right? I think the Bears could upset Washington in Washington with Caleb and Ben and the offense finally figuring things out like they have in the past few weeks. I'm taking the Bears and the surprise upset.
All right, so Coach, he's rolling with your boy Caleb. Now, we know you love hard. I don't know if the love is gone since he's in Chicago. So who you rolling with, Coach?
The Bears. Dan Johnson is improving that team every week. They getting those yards, and Caleb is finally deciding he doesn't have to play hero ball anymore, trying to win it by himself. So I'm going with the Bears. Scary Terry is gone, and Austin Eckler is hurt, and the Commanders have no running game. I'm going with the Bears.
Now, that same description caused them to go out west and win a game.
Yeah, that's true.
Jay Daniels, he's a monster. I ain't gonna try to persuade you to do the right thing. All right, to go on to the next thing. Lions versus Chiefs. Chiefs coming off a tough loss against the Jaguars. Lions have been rolling ever since week 1. Coach, who you got?
Rev, I'm gonna tell you why I'm going with the Chiefs. Because if the Chiefs don't start winning soon, it's not about them missing the playoffs. It's that I don't want to see them be the most dangerous number 7 seed in NFL history. No, sir. I need them to start winning. So I have to see them anytime soon. I'm going with the Chiefs.
All right, Red, who you rolling with?
Man, this is an intriguing one right here. Lions are flying high right now. And Chiefs, but they are at home, real. They need this game. And these are the games when you least expect it. So you think the Chiefs are down. No, they ain't never completely down because they got Patrick Mahomes. But you see the Lions coming in flying high, so it'll be easy to say, yeah, the Lions gonna go into Kansas City, just roll them over. No, it ain't gonna be that easy because the Chiefs really need this game. I mean, they ain't trying to go to 2-4 and fall back. So I'm gonna follow coach. I'm gonna take the Chiefs, not because I don't think the Lions can go there and beat them, because I think the Chiefs really need this game. So Mahomes gonna come out playing his best. Them playmakers that he's starting to figure out, Thornton and they'll still do his thing. But Thornton, I'm not sure Rice gonna be back yet, but that Thornton is stepping up for him in a big way. And you still got the other possession receivers. So add that Thornton kid taking the face off the defense, put them possession receivers in the middle. You still got Mahomes juking and doing his thing. I think Andy Reid will come up with a game plan good enough for the Chiefs to get this win this week at home on Sunday night. You still got Andy and Mahomes, and it's still something valuable to have. Chiefs over the Lions on Sunday night.
All right. So we go back where we see Packers over the Bengals by Winston. Dana got Packers. Jerome said Joe needs to understand that all money ain't good money. Packer will pack the cats up. Winston has Caleb Williams over Jaden Daniels. In Landover, Dana got the Bears over the Commanders. Jerome Case got the Commanders. If they can hit Caleb Williams early, he'll get rattled. He's soft. Winston says the Lions skin up the Chiefs. Jerome Case says Lions. Travis has been the same since he got married to basic slot and pepper, salt and pepper. Pat needs Eric Bieniemy to come back.
They didn't eat Bieniemy last year.
Yeah. All right, on to the last two games. You two guys' favorite teams. First, Steelers versus the Browns. Who you got, Red?
I got the Steelers. I mean, they still out there playing games with Dylan Gabriel. And Browns don't win in Pittsburgh. And they go in Pittsburgh. So, like I said, Aaron Rod, Pittsburgh. I mean, Browns offense ain't doing them right now. And Pittsburgh playing pretty good right now. The defense playing pretty good right now. And I doubt they're going to let little Dylan Gabriel come in there and skin them up. If Shador was playing, I probably feel the same, but I would give Shador a puncher's chance. I ain't giving Dylan Gabriel a puncher's chance. Steelers got this game all the way.
Coach, tell us why the Steelers are going to win without giving us who's on the third string tomorrow.
Hey, man, Steelers going to stomp the Browns. They going to beat the Browns unconscious, and you ain't going to see nothing else.
That's what I'm talking about, Coach. That's what I'm talking about. Tell us how.
No,
man.
Nope. Steelers gonna win because they at home in Heinz Field. That other name, Acrisure, I don't go with that. Steelers gonna put it out. Mike Tomlin says he seen that a game plan. Even though Myles Garrett said Aaron Rodgers don't want gonna put him on a gravestone, on tombstone. So Steelers gonna win.
Now, Greg, you see Coach starting to feel good about the Steelers. He's starting to wear paraphernalia again. You see that? He's sliding in there.
I don't know why he toned down his speech. He should have been pumped up. Coach, what make you think the Browns got any chance to beat y'all?
Defense.
All right, Coach.
Okay.
Bills versus the Falcons. Falcons coming off the bye after beating the Jaden Daniels Commanders 2 weeks ago. And the Bills are coming off a terrible loss against the New England Patriots. Who wins this Monday night matchup, Coach?
The Bills, and I'm going to tell you why. Because, Red, some of your folks starting messing up now. Starting to brag a little too much. That's the kiss of death. Just play the game and stop talking about, they going to stop Josh Allen. Josh Allen can't handle all that. Just cool your jets and win the game. Bill's going to squeak by because their defense going to keep him in the game. But I'm going to see if he's going to throw. He's starting to throw Penix starting to throw to Kyle Pitts, which I can't believe he's starting to use that loophole. He's starting to hit Kyle Pitts more. But Drake London is going to be the catalyst for this game. He gonna have over 100 yards receiving this time. Because the Bills gonna keep on Bijan Robinson. So
Red, tell us why coach is wrong with this pick. With his pick.
Well, I wish I could. See, that's why I didn't want the Bills to lose last week. So now they coming down here needing to bounce back against my team who ain't played in 2 weeks. And I know, yeah, we was coming off a win, but man, that was 2 weeks ago. And the momentum I was feeling on kind of watered down because it was 2 weeks ago. That's why I hate bye weeks. Even though I like going into bye weeks for the win, I hate bye weeks at the wrong time. And I felt like our bye week, to me, came at the wrong time. We needed to play last week to show the world that Washington game wasn't no fluke or wasn't no anomaly. But we didn't. And I'm not going to just live off of the Washington game as far as Buffalo, but we need this home game, right? I tell you what, Falcons need this game. I mean, we're going to get it. And it would be nice to keep the momentum going from the Washington game. Man, real, I'm telling you, and Coach, you're right. These Falcon fans, they get so arrogant too quickly sometimes. I mean, we'll have one win, and here they go thinking we can dominate everybody. No, take one game at a time. But Rev, I guess I'm gonna be the homer pick. It's just my better judgment. I'm gonna take my Falcons, not because I just think we're gonna go out there and dominate. Because we need to win, and I want to think that we can build off some of the momentum we had in the game. But I don't think Buffalo ain't coming down to Atlanta ready to kick our butt after just losing to the Patriots, and nobody picking us this week. So yeah, Falcon fans, I know y'all a little excited, but like Coach say, don't get too cocky because we still ain't proven anything yet. Whereas the Bills have proven a lot yet. They've been proving a lot these past 2 seasons, but we still are waiting to prove something. So I'm gonna take the Falcons just because they my team, not because I got any super belief rail, not because I'm feeling like we have arrived or anything. This is still a week by week process that I'm taking. But I'm gonna take the Falcons at home. They are at home. The defense they do have the number 1 ranked defense yardage wise. The offense has played better since that 30. Well, we only had 1 game since the 30-0 beatdown, but they did bounce back from it. And now you got Zach down on the sidelines instead of up in the booth. So I want to think that'll help Michael Penix out. Both of these young quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Michael Penix, they move well, but they throw well also. And I want to think that the Falcons will have just a few more plays than Buffalo in this game. And the Falcons will get by 27-24. Falcons.
Sounds like you did a lot of convincing yourself to make that pick.
Oh, I did. I did. And I feel I haven't even convinced myself completely.
I got you. As one songwriter said, it was written all over your face. In this case, it was written all over your words.
Because Rev, I know my team, and I know we supposed to still living off something that happened 2 weeks ago. And I can't do that. We don't see too many games played since then. And I would love for us to build on the momentum from the Washington game. But I know Buffalo is coming down here ready to bounce back from that Patriots loss. And I hope Raheem have his Falcons ready. Like I say, Rev, this will be a good test to see if Raheem can have his team prepared, how we come out to bye ready, and if we really gonna make some noise this season. This will be a good test. These next 2 games.
This is the kind of game that will solidify his legitimacy.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get boat race by the Panthers, then beat a Jaden Daniels team, then come off the bye and get boat raced by the Bills.
Right.
That can't be done. Can't be done. Bro Dana, who's also a Steelers fan with your coach, he got your boy Steelers. Winston says, I would say Steelers, but something keeps telling me the Browns going to get with the Steelers. Browns with the upset.
Man, you crazy.
But they said, I don't hate the Cowboys. It's the owner I hate. All right, I got you. Join the many people who feel the same way. Winston has the Falcons over the Bills. Brother Dana said, I got to go with my fellow Steelers fan. I got the Bills. Jerome Case got the Steelers over the Browns by 21. Sanders will be in during the fourth quarter, 8-minute mark for practice time. Boy, you can't wait till Shedeur gets a shot. That's for sure. Winston Thornton, Buffalo can't stop the run, so they're going to get a heavy dose of that early and often set the tone, which will open up the play action. He got the Falcons by 10. Red? Wow.
Hey,
Bro,
he one of those fans like to overreact.
Said this Monday night game is a pressure game for Penix. He will look good. Nevertheless, Bills are going to punish the Falcons on Monday night. Bill by 14.
That's
Jerome
Case. I hope it don't happen, Jerome. I hope my Falcons come out. If you come out and play our game, play like you did against Washington, with the exception of that last 4-foot touchdown, Falcons will win. But like I say, we still have questions about the consistency of Raheem and our team and how he has us prepared. Like I say, you can't look at us the way we come out against Charlotte and Carolina and just say we just have this unwavering belief in Raheem. Yeah, he had us ready for the Washington game. You had no choice. But we don't been on a bye. Like I say, like Rev said, this week, this game against Buffalo will tell us a lot about Raheem. Has he matured as a coach, or has he regressed?
All right. Who has the right to do what, when, where, and how? And gentlemen, we got to do this relatively quickly because I got a plane to catch.
Oh, okay.
Red,
okay, I go. Braves, you got the right to see what's going on in the NBA, MLB playoffs right now, and to make the proper move going into next season. Because I got a feeling you talking about bounce back, Rev. I got a feeling our Braves are gonna bounce back, and I mean bounce back with some thunder, because stuff like what happened last season, they don't usually happen to us. So, Alex, you have the right to improve the Braves and get ready for this 2026 championship run, because I can feel it. I just feel my boys bouncing back next season after what we experienced this season. 10-game winning streak at the end of the season, and we had one more month to the season. One more month. I got a feeling my Braves would have snuck into that wild card. So, Alex, you on the clock, baby. Let's go.
All right. I want to bounce with it. Here you go, Coach. What you got?
Pittsburgh, you had the right to make a statement game against the Cleveland Browns and show Myles Garrett that he's not the number one defense man. You need to win by 21, 30 points tomorrow. And like Rev said, book it.
All right. Well, you heard it. That's starting to put a bow to the end of this episode. Jerome K said, Red, I'm with you. Plus, the Falcons have no signature wins over good teams yet.
I don't care if you with me, Jerome. Go away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is episode 393 of the Red and Rev Sports Show featuring Coach. We thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much, Reverend Nation, for chiming in. We hope that you will tune in next week. Same Facebook page, same YouTube channel, same time, 10:30. Watch episode 394 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Thank you to my co-hosts, Arik Red Rose and Coach Patrick Thomas, for doing a splendid job. Peace and love to everybody. Have a great sports weekend. See you next week. And we're out of here.